So just because you venerate the ancestors doesn't mean that you don't want to celebrate Christmas. And just because you want to celebrate Thanksgiving doesn't mean that you want to do so at the expense of venerating your ancestors. And this is a simple realization that came to me at the very beginning of the School of Orisa Studies. We had an all-school meeting, and everybody was there, and I was just talking to the students about their lives and things that were coming up. And it was, I think, a little bit before the holiday season. And one person or another just anecdotally mentioned something that suggested that they were going to be participating in the holidays, but they had no hope on bringing Orisha lifestyle into the holiday environment. And likewise, when they were doing their Orisha ceremonies, they had no intention or expectation that their family would come and participate. And so it stood out for me really, really strongly that this practice, that which means so much to so many people, is we're not being able to share it. We haven't found a way to make our loved ones a part of the tradition and the practice that has brought so much into our lives. And so I have been sitting on this for a couple of years, to be honest. And the full idea just never came into fruition. But a couple of weeks ago, everything started to cascade in, and I sat down and I finished this gem of a project called the Orisha Lifestyle Holiday Toolkit. And this toolkit is specially written for Orisha devotees who want to, for example, host Thanksgiving dinner. And they want to be able to invoke the spirit of the ancestors and the divinities and Olodumare in a way that doesn't offend the family members and doesn't, isolate people unnecessarily. But at the same time, doesn't water down the tradition and take it out of its real context. So the book contains 16 mainstream holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Dr. King's birthday, Malcolm X's birthday, Juneteenth, Black History Month. All of those are in their birthdays. Blessing your spouse, blessing your home. All those kinds of ceremonies are in this book, the Orisha Lifestyle Holiday Toolkit. And with this, I intend to help facilitate and enable religious and cultural inclusion in our families. Also within our schools, I see this being a superb resource for people who work in historically Black colleges and universities or independent Black schools, where you've got your students there, you're celebrating holidays, but you don't necessarily have a structured, organized, African-based way to do the invocations and dedications and basic activities that will involve people in the actual spirit of the holiday in question. And so this is something that I think is going to be supremely universal and very, very useful for African Americans who practice indigenous African spirituality and also want to share the wisdom and the virtue and the beauty of the tradition with your loved ones, with your co-workers, with your family members and friends. Get your copy now, so that you can receive it by the holidays and start putting these ceremonies to work, and let me know what kind of an impact they're having on you and on your family members. Order yours at obafemio.com/publications today. Happy holidays, y'all. Odabo.